name is Ankit Kumarnath. I am back again with the glycobiology series. Today I am talking about step 3 of glycolysis, and in this step it is a very important step because in this step the phosphofructokinase involved conversion of the fructose 6-phosphate that I have dealt with earlier to fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Okay. So this step is very much important, so let's see why. So before starting this video, please subscribe to my channel, like it and share it and comment it, give your suggestions, I need it, and give your motivation by subscribing to my channel. Also press that bell icon. So let's start. Okay, so in my previous video I have shown you the structure of the so I've already shown you about the structure of the fructose 6-phosphate. So I'm just drawing it over again. H. Okay, this is fructose 6-phosphate. This fructose 6-phosphate is converted to something known as fructose 1,6-bisphosphate. Okay, the enzyme needed for here is phosphofructokinase or PFK. PFK1 actually. Okay, there are two kind of PFK I'm going to deal with later. So we have PFK, and in this step we need second ATP. Okay, the second ATP is utilized in this step, so it gives out ADP. So ATP means we need magnesium ion to stabilize it, and this gives me with this product CH2OPO32 minus, again a CH2OPO32 minus. Over here we have got 2H, over here we got one H, sorry, OH, H, OH. This is fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, where bis simply means 2-phosphate because we have got 2 phosphates over here. So this is kind of a committed steps towards the glycolysis, because once fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is formed, it kind of goes towards the glycolysis pathway because we have got many other pathways in our cell. So fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is like the only thing which can go through, only compound which can go through glycolysis. It is destined for glycolysis. Okay, so the del G value of this reaction, del G0 dash of this reaction is negative minus 14.2 kilojoule per mole. Okay, and so this reaction, the characteristics, the first, by looking at the del G value, can say it's an exergonic reaction, thermodynamically favorable. The next thing you can say, this is an irreversible reaction. Irreversible reaction, obviously, and also this is the first committed step, like I have just explained you. So this is the committed step to glycolysis. Okay, and also some bacteria, this is a kind of fact, you can say, hashtag fact. Okay, hashtag fact, you can say that some bacteria as well as protists, okay, they do not utilize ATP, but instead they utilize pyrophosphate for this reaction. So this is all about the characteristics of the reaction. So let's move on with the enzyme characteristics. So the characteristics of the enzyme I have written. Okay, the characteristics of the enzyme is as follows. Number one, whenever the cell has basically it's a kind of regulation, because in glycolysis, you know, whenever there's a low production, low energy, low ATP level, then we need glycolysis. So basically whenever the cell has got a decreased supply of ATP, okay, it activates the PFK enzyme, PFK1 to be precise, and also the PFK1 becomes active in presence of more amounts of the breakdown products of the ATP. Okay, but when the ATP level is quite high, the PFK1 is not activated but it is inhibited. Okay, this is the first regulation what happens. And the second regulation is that in some organisms, this is fructose 1,6-bisphosphate, but we also have fructose analog, actually not analog, kind of different compound, but the general chemistry is same, just the phosphate groups are misplaced. Fructose 2,6-bisphosphate, and it's a potent allosteric activator. So this is actually good because it's an activator for PFK1. So whenever fructose 2,6-bisphosphate is produced by some other pathway, not by glycolysis pathway, we will deal it later, by some other pathway, then the PFK1 is activated. Okay, also we have the ribulose 5-phosphate phosphate sugar, 5 carbon sugar, which is an intermediate in the PP pathway, pentose phosphate pathway. So that also activates PFK1 indirectly. So there is a multiple layer of regulation. So these are the layers of regulation of the PFK1 enzyme. So why these layers of regulation? Because it is very much essential to control the rate of glycolysis. Okay, so this is how it happens, and this is what the step number 3 is, basically a committed step for glycolysis. And now let's analyze that what we have used so far in these all reactions. Okay, so what are the components we have used? So until now we have used 2 ATPs. 2 ATPs we have used. Magnesium ion we have used in plenty. Okay, we have used 3 different kind of enzymes. 3 different enzymes we have used. Okay, and also along with all this, did we use anything else? No. So these are the things we have utilized: 2 ATPs, magnesium ion, and 3 different enzymes. So these are till now the overall things that we have spent. Okay, because this falls under the preparatory phase. So in order to make the sugar able to increase its phosphoryl group transfer potential, we need to utilize much more things so that it becomes actually good for us. So basically we are investing. This is also called the investment phase. The only difference is we are not investing it on a bank or investing money, but we are investing 2 ATPs on sugar. And what is the sugar? Glucose. Simplest sugar, glucose. We are investing 2 ATPs on glucose so that we get more returns, and that we get. So we will also continue with us. This is the step 3 we are dealing with. So we are also having step 4, step 5 and onwards. So I will continue them in next videos. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel. Press that bell icon beside it, subscribe button beside the subscribe button, so that whenever I upload a new video, you are the first to get it, notification about it, and learn it. So basically go through the reactions until now I have discussed. Also if you have any doubt, please comment, or also you can send a mail to me. Thank you. Bye.